And we are back in Satisfactory. If you see me looking off to the side, it's because I have moved Satisfactory over to my big monitor, and I haven't moved my camera high. So you're just going to have to deal with my profile. The game is just too beautiful to cram onto a side monitor, which is what I normally do to games for YouTube because I want to get, a nice normal, 1080p or 1440p resolution out of it. But my main monitor is a widescreen, and we are in widescreen today. Yeah, baby. So my plan was to go and let things run for a bit and accumulate some resources. And since that plan involved me sitting around doing nothing but enjoying, hi Fred, the world, because we have plenty of fuel, because I went out and harvested trees, you see that the local area is suspiciously meadow grasslands with only a few trees. Well, that's because I am burning them, baby. Apparently, I have processed all of my leaves. Now, I turned off part of this for a while, basically to accumulate more fuel. And that's turned back on. So we are seeing that rate when we're lifting fuel up. That's how fast we are burning through stacks of fuel. As contrasted to, this is how fast we are making stacks of fuel. I keep thinking I've got a jetpack. I am playing more than one game right now, and sometimes the facilities available in one game map in my fingers over to another game. But we will eventually have jetpacks and such. So how are we doing for resources? The few things I've looked at have been nice and high. We've got plenty of this and plenty of that and plenty of the other. We have, in the first two recordings, which are probably 5 or 6 hours, I have opened up a whole bunch of things. Apparently, I looked at the space elevator long enough for the exclamation point to go away. We could just build the space elevator at this point. But I don't really want to do that until I'm ready to go on to Tier 3. Let's focus on Tier 1 and 2. And getting a factory out that uses the Tier 1 and 2 stuff. So we're using biomass burners for power. Oh, and what is our steady state power situation? Currently, we have the ability to produce 120 megawatts, and our max consumption is 53. So I could turn off 2 of my burners. Before I do that, I want to check something. The fuel was noted as so many per minute. Is that so many per minute when we are producing energy at full? Does this burn fuel when it has no load? What if I sever a link to one of these? Does it still burn its fuel? So this guy has no connection. So if he's not, if we're not drawing power, these don't go down. Okay, I was afraid that had changed. So if that's true, and if these guys only burn the fuel to create the power that's being drawn, then adding more of these furnaces won't change the amount of fuel being burned. The amount of fuel being burned will be dependent upon how much power we draw. That's good to know. Well, it's good to hypothesize. Now, the other thing I could do is look at this and time it and see how long it takes for us to burn one fuel. So this is 15 seconds per fuel. And it'll take close to 30 if it's doing it based on power consumption. Let's count it out. 1, 2, 3. That's 15 seconds-ish. Okay. So I could add a whole bunch more biomass burners, and we would be just no problem at all. And as we grew the base, it would just use up more of our capacity. We're at double, we could double the size of the base now, and these four would still handle it. I think I'm going to wait on that. But what I do want to do is get my base on a firm foundation, so to speak. Now, to make this base go on a foundation, I would have to rip it all up. And that means finding some place to put all the crap. But I think what I'm going to do is so much more fun. I am going to build a new base over on the other side of the world, not the other side of the world, but the other side of the canyon, which will be on a concrete setting, producing all the things I know how to build. The question is, do I want to do any more research before we do that? Is there anything else I want to build in the new base that I'm not doing here in the old base? And we can check that here. So we haven't done part assembly yet, which means I can't yet do copper sheets and rotors, modular frames, and smart plating. And Logistics Mark II. I think I want to get part assembly and Logistics Mark II under my belt before I start building the new base in earnest. We can start getting some things going. For instance, I could do a fuel plant over there. I could run wires over there, or I could build a fuel plant over there and split my wood. Or I could do both. What I want to do is transition over there and eventually come back to this side and start decommissioning things, so we end up with just the remains of the base, until we need this area again. So over on the other side, I will build a new power plant. We will plan on getting this stuff worked in, which means we'll need to have area up in the copper area for copper sheets, and we'll have to have an area where we're going to put the rotors and modular frames and smart plating. Smart plating we're going to need eventually. Let's think about automating it when we can. Resource sink gets put in. Maybe the old base keeps cranking and pushing stuff into the resource sink. That might not be a bad idea. Can we do overflows? You can sort of do overflows. You put a splitter in, and it puts half of it into the overflow, and then when the thing it's putting into is full, all of it goes into the overflow. Or once we get the new base going, the old base can just send all of its stuff to the resource sink. That's what I'll do. Okay, so we want to have those three finished before we get too far into the new base. And I think the things that we're going to hit first on building the new base is going to be logistics. So let's unlock Mark II logistics. That's going to require 50 iron plate. No. That's going to wait until I can automate iron plate, because I am not going to sit here and manually turn out 50 iron plate. That's silly. This is an automation game. I mean, I could do it. I've done worse. But clearly we're supposed to be doing this one next to get these guys so we can build the assembler so we can automate more stuff. I'll do that. And we can put in control left click on each one of these to fill it up.
Milestone reached. The assembler can produce more complex parts, including the first project part, smart plating, which is crucial for initiating project assembly. Project parts must be delivered to the space elevator. By completing your contracted duties as part of project assembly, you will definitely be helping achieve Fix-It Company goals without any other ulterior motive. Note: humans cannot craft project parts. Do not worry about your inadequate crafting skill when compared to an assembler. Fix-It cherishes your innate human abilities, such as walking, striking objects, and commodifying natural resources.
So my iron scan isn't coming up with the iron that's over on this side that we found earlier. And I need to know whether it is normal nodes or impure nodes. I think they're impure nodes. Let's go check that. Quick site survey. I'm going to, the area below the cliffs that has the bigger nodes, I'm going to reserve that for the start of something bigger. We're not ready to go big quite yet, but when we need a lot of iron, that's when I'll open those nodes out. So I'm going to scan for iron and copper. So we have a normal copper node. There's iron nodes down here. Why is it not showing them to me? So the normal nodes with the Mark 1 miners are going to require 2 smelters. So we've got normal copper up there somewhere. We have, what is this? A impure limestone. So that's going to be 1 miner and maybe 2. Let's start doing it. So get into the builder, and I'm going to need 4 biomass burners. This is for the fuel area. I am going to need 3 boxes for the fuel area. And okay, so we can build assemblers now. This gets us the more complicated parts. We're going to need the I'm going to do 3 constructors for the fuel. Because as we saw, we ran out of leaves fairly quickly, so we can just merge that all into one. We're not going to have any more biomass, so I don't need to have the box injecting biomass. So that's the fuel. We need production. We need limestone. We need a miner and 2 constructors for the limestone to concrete. For the copper, we need a miner and 2 smelters. And I need to actually put down a constructor and work out what more we need there. Grab the nuts and berries on the way. Oh, did you respawn or did I miss you earlier? Now, I keep forgetting to put the animals to passive. So we have an impure node. We have 2 impure nodes of iron. I still need to go up to the top of there. And up here we have a copper node. Hey, the fluffy hog respawned. I know I got this guy. I know we got here at AM. So apparently the fluffy-tailed hogs respawn. And this is a normal node. Okay. So for a normal node, we've got the miner and 2 smelters that we already put up. I'm going to... No, I'm not going to... Oh, I need to know... Yeah, well, let's go back to the other side where I can actually mess with stuff. But now we know we have 60 per minute of copper on 1 node and 60 per minute of iron split on 2 nodes. Fix-it freighter reentry complete. Oh, that was from our opening up of the assemblers. And I'm going to head up to the copper area to do this because it's copper I'm worried about. So we can make wire at 15 to 30. And copper sheets require 20 per minute. I think I turned out a copper sheet. So 1 machine for wire and 1 machine for copper sheets. Let's work this from the beginning. Work it from the beginning of all of them. Okay, so limestone, miner, and 2 constructors. I'm going to do 2 because one of them only works 3/4 of the stuff. And we are going to need as much of that as possible. I may even overclock the miner. It depends on what I've got available. So there's our limestone. Oh, and he's going to require a splitter. And the output is going to have to be merged. There's our concrete. Now go up the hill to the copper. Production on copper is a miner, a splitter, a constructor for coils, a constructor for sheets. I am going to take half of my coils and put them in a constructor for cable. Okay, so that gets us cable and wire and sheets. We are going to need boxes for that stuff. We need a box. Oh, I forgot to do the power stuff. I'll add that in later. We need a box for concrete. We need a box for copper sheets and copper wire and copper cable. And for iron, I have 2 nodes. I want to do plates, and the other one I'm going to split between 2 machines so I get all the rods. And then one of the rod machines is going to feed into a screw machine. And for power, power is going to require 3 constructors. Oh, almost forgot, on the iron, I'm going to need a splitter to split the ingots going into the rod machines. Did I get the boxes for that? I think I did. Anyway, power, 3 of those. And 4 burners, which I already had. Now, added to that, we're going to need a large number of power poles and power lines, so we're going to need to carry a ton of cable and rods and concrete alongside. Foundations are going to need to carry an absolute ton of concrete and plates. I'm not going to put a count in for those because I don't know. So there's our budget. There's what we need to build. And I need to carry with me 4 portable miners and 24 reinforced iron plate, along with the aforementioned stuff. I kind of standardized my inventory on 3 stacks of each thing. I can leave all of that here. Why do I have... Oh, I changed the recipe, so I ended up with 3 copper ingots. Let's turn those into something. So, reinforced iron plates. I could sit here and make the 50 that we need for something else, but I would rather get a base going, automate it. We need to look at the new stuff. So we opened up modular frames, which require reinforced iron plates and iron rods. So we need to automate building reinforced iron plate from... So I think what we're going to do here is I'm going to manually pick up inputs to turn into these things. Rather, so my assemblers are going to be not belt linked on their inputs. So basically twice as many screws as plates to make iron plate. Modular frames are reinforced iron plates and rods. And rotors, if and when we need them, are rods and screws. And I could make a power shard to overclock something. I'm going to do that. Do I have power slugs? I have some power slugs. Let's just turn all the remaining blue power slugs into power shards. There. Oh, and let's set this guy so I know what I'm working on next. That's going to be Logistics Mark II, so I can move more than 60 stuff. We already have one place in the factory that needs this, which is in our power plant. I can satisfy all but the guy there. So that will wait until I have reinforced iron plates ready to go. Sort you. We still need to pick up more rods and more plates and build some reinforced iron plates and 4 miners. So plates. Gonna pick up a whole bunch of them. Let's build the 4 miners to start with. We had some miners, which I kind of dumped somewhere. Yeah, I left them in here. I only need 1 more. Okay, there's our miners and reinforced iron plates. Listen, I'm happy handcrafting the 24 to automate things. I didn't want to handcraft the 50 to send up above because that's, that's output of automation is supposed to go up. Oh, and I think we'll need a 3x4 foundation pad where we can put the MAM and the base and the workshop and all of that. We are ready to go. And I'm going to carry, I have a lot of inventory space available. So let's carry some extra cables, say 1,000 total cables, total overkill. Say 2,500 wire, total overkill. We have a bunch of plates, we have a bunch of rods. I could carry more screws. Yeah, let's carry 3 stacks of screws, 4 stacks of screws. And concrete. All the concrete. Oh, and while I'm remembering that my foundations take iron plate, let's have even more iron plate. Sort. I'm going to leave one inventory slot open. This is a total overkill amount of materials. Makes me think, do I want to just carry power over for now? Yeah, let's run power out there. How far can I stretch a power line? This far. So that looks like our ramp up. Tell you what, I'm going to run this up the side. I'm headed out toward the limestone patch, which is up here somewhere. There it is. If I run it out to here, that's a good power pickup point for the limestone, or for the big iron here. I'll bring the power transmission line over here. And I'm just going to use the power lines to show me where the ramp is. And that brings me out at right near copper. Let's build the copper, and then I will hook the power to the copper. So I could face it south, which would send it off. That big area in the middle, that's convenient. I'm going to head my copper production to the east from here. So, yeah, the miner goes here. I do want to put it on a foundation, though. So let's pick up our 4-meter foundations. And holding down Control to put it on the grid. Keep forgetting we have Zoop mode. So when you toggle the build mode to zoop, it means you place it and then you drag it out and you go zoop. So here's where we're going to start. We're going to head off that way. And now we put down our first of 4 miners. Now the nodes are not exactly on grid. Okay. I do not know whether it's a global grid that's fixed or if the grid is placed by where you place your first thing or what. But I have never had my nodes line up nicely. So we always have to take from the output of this and realign it to whatever we're doing. So he's not capable of 60 copper ore per minute. And I'm going to standardize a little bit on what I'm going to do for power. So we're going to come down from you, and I'm going to pull you out. I think I will put my power on foundation edge grid. And then we're going to pull it down to here. Whoops. Off by 1. So you tell it I'm going to build a power line from there, and it lets you build a power pole implicitly as the other end. And then you're going to get hooked into the transmission lines, which are kind of free form. Once we get big power lines, that'll be different. Let's leave you off for the moment. Okay. What is my key to change hotbars? Options, key bindings. Alt scroll up and Alt scroll down. So hold down Alt and scroll up and down to get the other key bindings. So on 1 are the initial things that we had that I set up. 1, 2, 3, 4 were set up automatically for me. So that's kind of, number 1 is kind of like running power and belts. I'm going to put number 10 for running foundations. Yeah, the mode is cool and all of that, but I don't really need that. So for foundations, I want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, let's keep power always on here. So 1, 2. Oh, you know, I don't think I ever need to put down power poles without putting down power lines. But I've got muscle memory. So it's poles and then lines and then other stuff. Let's see, what else do I have on 1? Yeah, so 1 and 2, I'm gonna have power available no matter what I'm building because I'm always hooking things up. Foundations. I'm mainly using that. Using 3, I'm using the 1 wide for suspended ceilings. I will have 5 set up for ramps up to my foundations and some walls. So he needs to come out to a splitter, and he will be kind of jogging into it. So on a splitter, we're going to put the splitter on. Can I put it on this center here? Yay! I will have better ways of getting a high viewpoint later. This needs to go into a couple of smelters. So I'm going to put 1 centered off to the left. like so. Kind of just eyeballing it. Good enough. And you guys are going to come into a central power here. Now, I could be strict about my power routing. I think I will. So, if we say we have a distinction between the power poles that move the electricity, which can have an in and an out for the main line, and they can feed off two of them. Then we have more power lines you pull off of those, which feeds this guy to a service pole to the destination. So this guy needs to be pulled down to another pole here. Pull the service pole from him. These are both making copper ingots. So he's producing 60. Each one of these is doing 60, 30 to 30. And this is going to be just straight line out here. No need to put down foundations where I'm not building. Production. Constructors. I put these as close as possible. Later, I may become rather strict about placing my constructors at a given location on the foundation, but for now, this is good. One of these is going to be cable, and one of them is going to be copper sheets. And the one that's cable is going to be split in half, and half of it is going to be going to make, half is wire. Half the wire goes to make cable, and the other half goes to wire just out there. So I need a splitter. I'm going to do the uphill one. So you are going to have that. Now we could go that tight. It makes it kind of tricky, and I will do that when I am building in spaces where I can't afford to waste any space. As long as I have a way to see the belt, I'm good. So I came to Satisfactory from Factorio, and I was used to standing way above my factory, third-person view, laying down hundreds, if not thousands of things, and suddenly you're here standing at the foot of the machines. I massively enjoy both games, and for completely different reasons. Which reminds me, I haven't recorded any Factorio in a long time. So I need to put a production hotbar together. So again, we're going to start off with the power. So number 2, power poles and power lines. And things I want to build on this. I'm going to put the biomass burner out on the far right. He will get replaced as we get better power capabilities. Let's see, miner, smelter, constructor, assembler. Move you in tight. Not as tight as we could because I need to be able to see the belt. So that isn't just, if you cuddle it up very tight, it makes it tricky to put the belt in, but even more so, it makes it harder to come back later and make sure there is a belt and see what's on it and make sure it's flowing. So this makes it so we can at least diagnose what's going wrong when things go wrong. And things will go wrong. I think I am going to put that in. See, these constructors are wide enough that my planned place to put these is kind of iffy. And he comes in here. And now we connect up these two machines. Okay. You're doing copper ingots. You are doing copper wire. You are doing copper sheets. And you're only getting 15 per minute, so your production rate is 7.5. Yes, you can do that. You can click on these number areas and type the number. People who write console games and put them on PC, take note, we have keyboards. We don't need to go clicky, 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 clicky to keep incrementing a number from 1 to a bajillion. We can type in a bajillion. Is Greg a little bit testy about people limiting themselves to the user interface that can be done on a controller when you have a 102 key keyboard available? Yes, he is. So this is going to turn out 7.5 copper sheets per minute. You notice the thing down the bottom, I could put in a power shard and overclock things. Not going to do that. So he is producing 30 per minute wire. We're going to turn half that into cable. So this is only running at 25%. If our cable box were to, if our wire box were to fill up completely, back up, no problem. I would rather save the power. By reducing the production rate here, we are reducing the power that this draws. So you'll notice that this, it doesn't show the power, but it's nominally 4 megawatts. We can come back and check what the power of drain is. So 4 megawatts is the nominal drain on these guys, and that should be cut down when we lower the usage. You are going to come to here, and then to here, and to here. So these power poles are my power line, kind of the spur that's feeding the copper area. Gosh, I wish I could color these. I probably can. But still, liking the way Stationaires handles power, wishing Satisfactory had a way for me to do it early on. I know later on we've got ways of separating out your power. I know we can paint things. I can label things, but not there yet. Now, somewhere here, we do need to have some boxes. I think I'm going to point the boxes that way. Not sure how much space these are going to take up. Put extra foundations down. So this belt can come out. This belt can jog across and out. Actually, let's bring them out through here. So for example, this would be, I'm going to do my first little bit of belt tidy. So he needs to be... Let's start from here. Oh, if I do that, he'll be pointed the wrong direction anyway. So my thinking is that this whole area might get sealed in, and we would just have three holes and a wall here that would be our output. I think this guy has to stop. Can I change his? I want this to be the destination of the belt, not the source. Build mode is not changing between. It changed. Oh, we have straight. Cool. So you can force belts to be straight. Good, 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 good. I am more than willing to give up other things to get that. So I need to bring this out by 1 so he can make his turn properly. There we go. Now, this might have been easy, it might have looked better if I brought them down 1 more, but yeah, having the belt squirrel around a little bit, it's not such a bad thing. Now we get out here, I will split them out again and put them all into boxes. Anybody that objects to this, do not watch the videos by Let's Game It Out. So with foundations, I'm also going to put in the storage container on 8. So you are going to get centered in front of the center belt on that guy. And then we're going to put in boxes next to you. These can be slightly closer than a foundation. Later on, I may build a bigger, grander inventory management system, which would spread the boxes out a little bit and put some stuff in between them, like a nice display of what's in it. For now, this will work. You go straight in. You come out to the middle. Oh. If I move you over, it might make it easier to align things. Yeah, let's do that. Eight. Let's center you. Okay. We're going to come over because it's not the minimum size, so I can't just make a straight S-curve out of it. And you go there. You're going to come out to the middle and make your turn. And then you're going to come to here and make your turn. And I want to be able to see what's in these. And the easiest way I have found is just to put a minimum size belt, just like that. The other thing I like to do is have a vertical that starts below this. I'll show you what that looks like. So vertically either going up or down like that, pushed back and down, so all you see is the middle segment and it presents to you stuff. It means that you've got like 6 or 7 of them that are sitting on that. It means you can grab one from that belt and it will refill it, or you can open up the box and get stacks of it. Kind of cool, much more of a button things down later kind of a thing. It means you have to take the output of this and route it somewhere, or you have to take the input and do fancy things on the input side, but it bulks up the size of the storage area. And at this stage of the factory, I feel no need to go to such deluxe measures. I believe we have it all built up. So let's make sure everybody is turned on, starting with the right-hand side. You are set to make cable at 25%. You're splitting the output of the wire, which is running at 100%. You are making copper sheets at 75%. Deep-de-dee. You are smelting ingots, and you are smelting ingots. And you are my mining. And let's watch this little part of the factory bring itself up. Oh, and the other thing I haven't done yet is I have no way to get up here from down below. This is where the ramps come in. So we are going to I am going to waste a whole bunch of resources on this. And we already have our first copper wire and copper sheets, and come on, long belt coming to this guy. And he's ready to go. So this is a tier 1 factory for handling copper. A little bit of tier 2 there with the copper sheets coming in. Wait a minute. What do I need copper sheets for? Oh. Why am I automating copper sheets? Because I could double my production of wires and cables primarily used for pipelines. We don't need wire sheets yet. New plan. We are not going to produce wire sheets. Let's turn this off. I'm sorry. I reflexively started building pipelines for everything we could build, forgetting that we have the capability to produce these sheets, and absolutely no need for them yet. But let's make sure. So I don't see. So it's like pipes and such. Later on, we will need to build a bunch of it, but that's later on, much later on. So what I'm going to do is we are going to turn all of our copper here into wire. So we're going to get 60 per minute wire. And the cable, we're going to be running the cable at I guess half speed. We'll run the cable at full speed, so we'll get back a ton of cable if it's got it. But we're going to split the wire half and half. So the wire will fill its box, and then we will. No, let's do it the simple way. One machine making wire that is all turned into cable. One machine making wire that is all in the box. Now, the fact that these guys got so far ahead makes me wonder, let's check our numbers here. We were producing 60 per minute. And we had two of these machines doing 30 to 30. Oh, this guy's only running at half speed. Oh. Because full speed for him is 20. Yeah, and notice his power was 2.7 megawatts. So I had the ratios wrong anyway. We will let him finish with his backlog. This guy, again, was also doing 15 per minute when he had 30 per minute coming in. Holy shnikes, it means each one of the, oh, we get to redesign the factory. I love doing this. Okay. This is because I've taken no notes, I've done no scripting. This is all in the head. And if you know my head, you know why this completely failed. I can get rid of the to-do list, by the way. That was just to make sure I had enough materials to fiddle with. At this point, we are going to completely blow our budget because I'm going to redesign the factory. These guys turn out 30 ingots per minute. Wire takes 15 per minute, so we need 4 machines making wire. So we're going to have a total of 120 wire per minute. Cable takes in 60 per minute. So I can take half of my wire and feed it to one cable machine running at full speed and have it turning out cable. So we end up with 30 cable per minute plus 60 wire per minute. I like that balance. And as these machines idle, I can think about what to do with them. He is okay. I think the smelters are okay where they are, but we need to do a split on the smelters before the constructors. Which means everything from here on down gets picked back up. As my inventory was full, so it started dropping the little fix-it boxes. So you can go in there and how did I end up with that? Drop you. So like I said, it's been a while since I've played the game, so I have some bits of it that I remember clearly, but obviously the numbers are not as I remember them, or I'm not remembering them right. Probably not remembering them right. Come on, are you done yet? Are you done yet? You're animating because you have one of the two things you need. It's called making rum. So currently my belts, conveyor belt Mark 1, these do 60 resources per minute. So for example, I could take the output of these two machines and I could merge them together and then resplit them. That would be convenient if, for instance, we were going 2 to 5 or something, but it's 2 to 4. So I'm just going to go a little wider here. This means also that I want to move my main power spur over a bit. I know. This is kind of crazy, but bear with me. Main power line coming in on the end. He comes off the top. Everybody pretty much has their power coming in on the left, don't they? Well, that really means I should be bringing in the main power off that way. Let's route power last. So if these guys are going to be split two ways, I could space them wider apart and use a splitter like this to go left and right. Or we could just line up the splitter with the unit like this. Yeah, but let's do it closer. Yeah, that's far enough. Middle mouse button to pick up something I want to copy and then rotate it into place. Hold down Control to get the lines. There we go. So 30 and 30, and we're going to turn all of that into copper wire. Let's bring it in close. Not that close. So when it turns yellow, that means it's partially clipping. Early on in early access, well, at one point you could freely clip. Then they said you can't clip, and then they said, well, we're gonna make it so that we're gonna turn it yellow so you can see when you're clipping and not. It's up to you. I like that. So half of you goes in there, and half of you goes in there, and I'm going to copy you. Now, left and right, we can't, you know, if you bring these guys too close together, there's a limit to how much you can clip. In this case, there's no yellow clip. So that's tight enough I can't jump through there. Which is kind of unfortunate. Now these belts, one reason why you might snuggle this up is so you can get a nice straight, nice straight set of belts coming in. Does that look good? There we go. So we have our 2 smelters feeding our 4 machines that are going to be wires. You get a wire. Now, copy settings is Control C, so we could Control C U, Control V U, and notice he's got his wire. That also copy any overclocking or underclocking. I think it does the overclocking. You may have to put in power shards. There we go. Go. So now, 2 machines make 60 per minute. So these 2 are going to merge together and go in there. So I am going to take a merger. I'm going to face it off to the left. I'm going to put it close but not overlapping. So the way I make the corners is I bring this up until it's aligned this way. So I bring it straight out. You can hold the control key to keep it straight. And then you back it off by 2. It takes 2 of these notches to make a 90-degree turn. Now in this case, that's kind of tight, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it over to here so it's in line. I'm going to use my mouse wheel to rotate it 90 degrees and then advance it by 2. And if you want, you can remove these extra conveyor poles. So there's that. Now these guys, they're each turning out 30 wire per minute. And I want to make a cable machine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to merge it over here, and I'm going to bring the cable machine out here. So he's just going to sit here in line with his output. He's actually aligned with the center line of that machine. That doesn't make any difference, really. There's no real reason to do this, but it's kind of, yeah, it works. So he needs 60 input. I need to merge these 2 together and bring it around. I'm going to bring it around the outside. So this merger is going to be sending its output to the right. It's kind of in line with the other merger. And there is a bit of symmetry involved here. So So I could have either set this up to be 1, 2, make these two the same, or I could have that going to the outside and that going to the outside like that. Now draw you across here to this point, back it off by 2. And feed it in. There's cable routed. Now we need to do power to everything. Now he kind of hits the exact edge, so I'm going to put one more line of foundations out here. You can zoom out to 10. If you want to zoom farther, you do 10, and then you go and you continue zooming. So I think I'm going to bring my power along that far line there. So now I just need to bring wires from these guys. You need to bring it down to a local snap here and then out to this guy. So these two, bring him down to here. Just like that. From here, again, we start from this guy and we're going to bring him to his nice little snap point right at his toes. Can I do it from above? That's actually easier. So we want to bring it right to between the front edges of the toes there. And yes, this is using a lot of extra power poles that I don't need to use. Because I just want to keep things nice and squared up. And this guy's the last one. I am still going to use his local point here. And then we just hook these up. So you can see we have our this kind of the first tier is the long haul, which comes up to there. This is kind of our second tier, which goes around the periphery of the floor, and then it feeds these lines of poles, which feed the machines. And now with those hooked up, we now have potentially we are consuming 86 megawatts. And that's fine. I think we can turn it on. Hopefully this time I won't have a head thump. There's our ore going to the smelters. Our ingots going to the wire machines. I guess the way to get through this is to go up to the top. We've got wire getting merged. You see that's a full belt of wire over there and a full belt of wire there. And there we go. Okay, so we are an hour and 15 minutes into the recording, and I am just getting my actual copper factory up and running, having made a full start on one of them. Let us keep going. So copper is going to start building up. Now we have some copper sheets in this box here. I'm going to leave them here because we have no need of them. Is there anything else I can leave behind here? I could, in theory, dump some of my wire and cable in the boxes here and leave them, but we might need them. I think the next thing I want to do is the concrete. Now we are probably going to need to go get more of the heavy iron plates. So here's concrete. I think I'm going to head him off to the north. There's our main line of power coming in. Hey, Mr. Bean. You might want to head somewhere else. Are you stuck? I think you're stuck in terrain. I think he's stuck in terrain. I've had him stuck in my base before. Yeah, he's stuck in terrain. Oh, well. Oh, that's going to make it a little difficult to build here. You know what? I may just have to zap you until you either die or move. Does this guy even unclip? I don't think I can do anything about him. We'll come back to this. I'm hoping that if we move out of the area, he will move away from being clipped in as easily as he moved into being clipped in. That means it's time to do iron. So let's see. These are impure nodes. They're turning out 30 each. And we have a flat spot up there that I want to reserve for doing more interesting things, which means I would need to build the iron out, say, to the south. So you point south. Oh, I need to put in my foundations. Using the middle mouse button to pick up what we're building is a great time saver. So you're going to be doing 30 per minute. Let's just build one constructor out here in the middle for planning. I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. I'll make a different mistake. So iron plates are 30 per minute into 20 plates per minute. So this could take an entire smelter and turn it into plates. Iron rods, we need 2 smelters. Let's see, we need 1 smelter feeding 2 iron rod machines. So we have 2 iron rod machines and a iron sheet machine. We want to make screws, so we're going to take 10 of our iron rods and turn them into screws. We're going to have 30 iron rods per minute. That's good. So we'll take the 2 machines doing iron rods and do some jiggery pokery. So 2/3 of one machine goes into the other, screws, and 1/3 of it gets mixed with the other guy to produce our outputs. So I think this means that the guy on the right, he's going to be our rods. This guy's going to do plates. Now I could aim it a different direction. I'm not going to. So splitter. This guy is like almost on an edge. I am going to put you right on there. No, I'm not. I'm going to put you here. So that would be in line. That's got our offset. Now we need smelters. Which are on 4. You gonna have to head off to the right a little bit. Can I put you on that setter and on this setter? Centers you and the foundations here. Come on, hold down Alt, man. There's that. These guys have more stages, so I can leave them off to the right. I think I'm going to bring you over to here. Where is centered? Centered is like here. I'm going to lock down the hologram. And I think that's the location that gets me the square outputs. Yes, it is. Yay! Now we're cooking with gas. See, this gives us our nice angles, and if we wanted to have it going straight into one, we would need to clip it into one. But if we put it like this gives us a nice little, this guy goes to 2. So I like it. What am I doing? Wait a minute. He turns out 30 per minute. We only need one smelter. Her. Don't know why I put the splitter there. The splitter goes after the smelter. And I do want to put it... Heck, I'm going to put it all the way over here. This first belt coming out of the machine is going to be a little wonky no matter what I do. Can I put it there? Good enough. Since he's not on square, there's really not much we can do. I could try though. If I bring him to there, that's not too bad. Yeah. And what I'm going to do, can I bring his production off to the right? No. But having him on this line is kind of awkward. 30 per minute. 30 per minute, 30 per minute. Actually, we can turn all of these. Yeah, I think I will. I think I'm going to turn the constructors to the left. So these guys want to be the rods, which take 15 per minute input. And now this splitter lines up with these two guys. Like that. Again, drag it out, back it off by 2. You're on rods, 15 per minute. You're on rods, 15 per minute. You're smelting 30 per minute, so that's okay. Now, half of this, not half of it, a section of it is going to go out to make screws, and that's going to go over here, pointed back that way. And I'm just going to put that right here. Now he needs to get 2/3 of the output from this guy. So what all you need to do is split 3 ways and bring in 2 of them back. So let's do the splitters first. You are going to be merging and sending yourself to the left. No, sending yourself straight out. Yeah, let's send it straight out to boxes to the right. Come on, merger. You. There. The splitter winds up with you and you. And 1/3 of you goes that way, and 2/3 of you are going to go there. Need another merger here. Now, in theory, you can put these just merged like that. I'm going to spread them out just a little bit. So our output to the left. I mean, this is crazy enough as it is. Give me some build space. Just like that. And his output's going to come out here. And I'm going to want to bring all the belts together in one place with all the outputs. We haven't yet done this guy, which I'm going to put on this line here. Actually, I might be able to put him here. Let's see if this works. So these guys are making the rods. This guy's going to be making the plates. He's going to take all 30 in and turn it all into plates. So if I wanted that to be a nice angle, I need to bring this in closer here. I am going to violate one of my rules. I'm going to place a smelter as indicated by the miner. I'm going to bring you straight out, roughly in line with that, back by 2. Good enough. Hey, that actually looks like it's perfect. So 30 per minute, 30 gets you 30, 30 gets you 20, and that goes to a box. So that goes to a box, and this guy goes to a box, and that guy over there goes to a box. Dismantled filter, I just triggered me that I just saw that and I'm like, let's try that out. That works. So F, and then you hit G, and it sets a filter for what you're looking at, so you only filter that one thing. And then there's mass dismantle, where we can mark a whole bunch of things for dismantle. So as we get further in, I will be making use of these more advanced UI features. So a box. Gonna put them way out there. Lock hologram. And yeah, we aren't where I really wanted. We want it there. And the arrow keys nudge it around by one little slot. There we go. Hold on. Okay. Small interruption there. So we have our boxes. Let's grab a belt and hook them up. I believe these two are just straight shots. And this one I'm going to bring back to the center line of this. So when you've done the first click of this, the first click says, here's where I want to put it horizontally, and then you can raise and lower it. And in fact, I can Go all the way out to here. Just like that. Gets me my perfect U-bend here. Extended U-bend. Let's double check. You are not set. You are now set to screws. So 10 screws per minute, or 10 iron rods per minute turned into 40 screws. So we're getting 2/3 of this guy. He's producing 15 rods per minute, so that's 5 each way. So he's getting his 10. The other 5 are going over here, meeting up with these 15, making a total of 20. Boom, boom. So we're getting modest amounts of everything. And now, running the power. So these guys want the power to be on this edge. And these guys want it to be down this edge, which kind of runs into the... Yeah, he could be on this edge. So we could bring it around here, around the periphery. So let's see, where is my power? I can tap from there. I'm going to put a second pole next to him just to make sure we have enough connections. So, bringing everybody out to the edge in their preferred direction. You go to there, and then out to... let's bring you out to this edge. So what I'm thinking is, because this guy is limited, we'll just do that. We're not rectangular because we can't. Interesting, when I hold down control, it wants to put it over there. Well, let's just bring it to here. Actually, no, let's do what it wants. Oh, he's just him. And we'll bring it all the way out to here. These guys are going to come out that way. So all these guys are cranking up as I'm hooking them up because I forgot to leave them powered down. Yeah, this, I'm just going to be lazy. You go there. And you're going to go down to there. I think everybody's happy. You see any red bits? 'Cause I don't see any red bits. The miners are running. Smelters are running. Machines are running. And we have all of our outputs for this little sub-factory all off on one side. We've got screws coming in, we've got rods coming in, we've got plates coming in. Yay! Oh, I almost forgot. I want to be able to see what they've got in them. So how are we doing here for power? We are now consuming 108 of the 120, and our max consumption is above 120. Which means my next thing I want to build is more generation capacity. I'm going to start by building more generators over in the old base. And maybe when we come back, Mr. Bean will have extricated himself from his predicament here. So we can build on our limestone. As I said, I really want to transition away from the old factory for production and just have it sending its outputs into a the awesome shop, awesome drain, whatever it's called. Which means I do need to replicate this factory or do something similar to it. Anyway, I need to build a bunch of these guys. Okay, so what is my power plan here? I was not organized. I am going to rework the power here. Just a little bit. So what I want to do is put the power somewhere where I can work on it. Right now, the stuff is down the middle. Is that going to be good enough? So if I brought you to there, if I did that with everybody, yeah, I could do that. That brings them down onto the grids. I think I'm just going to cross-link all these guys. Like that. And we'll have this one, which doesn't have a machine on it, be our designated tap point. I'm going to put an extra power line right there. So somebody sent power down below. I don't remember. It was you. Let's bring it down from here. So that comes down on this center. And I'm going to not prune this stuff in here. There's not a whole lot going on in here. I can just leave it like it is. Do I have any leaves? I have some leaves. Do I have any wood? I have some wood. Let's carry back some fuel. Enough to get us started. If I drop some things, I can carry back even more fuel. Let's carry less stuff. Say 2 stacks of rods. We may have to come back here if I drop too much stuff. I've got 3 stacks of plates. I'll take 3 stacks of wire. Also, the fact is that I am generating this stuff over there as well. I will keep all the concrete on me. We'll take as much fuel over as we can, -1. So, fuel plant. I see more paleberries are available. I like the fact that they respawn. I think they always did, but I just wanted to mention that I like the fact that they do. I don't think this is actually a way up until I can jump better. At least it used to be that crouch jumping like this was your fastest way to traverse the landscape. Hey, Mr. Bean's gone. We can lay out our concrete factory. So this guy, I think I want to face him north. And this particular, I think these are too high. Hold on, it's not letting me clip them in lower. So let's see, foundations. Can I? Yeah, I'm gonna do it the other way. You take one of these guys and you build underneath him, and then you zoom out. See, we can even go one higher than this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of these guys on like this. And what I want to do is set up a 3 high, yeah, just like that. That should allow us to build a miner and not have rocks poking up and not have the miner sitting in midair. And he's headed north, which is where we want him. He normally turns out 30 per minute. And this guy, if I put him out over here somewhere, he takes 45. So I can overclock this guy just a little bit to get 45 per minute out of him. And I think it's worth it. So we are going to hit that. And there's a overclocked. And he's going to be drawing more power. Okay, bringing you straight out until you're roughly in line with him. 2 back. That's not working. Okay. So if we forced him in line with the, these are a little wonky, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it. You are not actually grid centered. And I think I'm going to bring the concrete back and head it up this way. So his natural output will be up there. Yeah, so eventually when we want to bring a belt out, he'll just go right up that way. So if we wanted to bring this out this way, we could back him there and in. This will be 45 concrete per minute, right? Right. 15 concrete per minute. And these two things need power. They both come off to the right. So you are going to come from there. Total overkill on this one with just two machines. And that pushed us up too high because I forgot to hook the fuel up to the new machines. I was just realizing that as I poked it. Okay, so now we need to go put fuel in the new burners and then hook up belts to refuel them because I am an idiot. So there's copper 1 up there. I will need to work out a way to refer to these. So that's going to be copper 1. And there's limestone 1, referring to the whole area. There's iron 1. There's power 1. Hey, Mr. Bean. Almost. So I hooked up all the power, and I realized as I added those things, hey, a reminder that I've been playing for 2 hours. How about that? I think the first time I saw a time reminder like that in a game, it was actually being forced by the Chinese government. And while I don't agree with everything they do, encouraging people to take a break from the keyboard and screen periodically is actually a really good thing. So, okay. And there we go. We now are properly set to 240 megawatts of capacity. And beyond that, I will not be discussing politics. But yes, where a political action has a positive or negative impact on something I am doing right now, I will mention it. I will mention it. But I'm not going to go political in this stuff. Anyway, yes, take breaks. After 40 years as a software engineer in various gigs, some of which had crunch time and some of which didn't, and all of which had me short on sleep because I was excited about my job, I know that I have trained myself to focus for longer times, especially when I have the magical bean juice to adjust my focus. And a lot of Satisfactory is just moving from one place to another, grabbing stuff, enjoying. It's very relaxing. Hi, Fred. For me, I think 3 hours of Satisfactory is about as far as I want to go. We still haven't gone down into the cave yet. And I haven't worked out harvesting those things. I know how to do that. Do I have space? I don't have space in my inventory to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Mycelia!
The fruit of this fungus-like flora does not seem to show much potential for use. However, its mycelial network is worth further investigation. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
There we go. So now we need to build the power area. I am carrying some iron ore on me, so let's go up to the iron area. I think I can get there this way. And I'll drop the iron ore in a likely spot. While we're here, I can check. So I think the percentage is counting the efficiency of the machine, including the time I left it turned off. So these percentage numbers here are going to be a bit wild. I just dumped a bunch of ore in there, so we're going to have ore backlogs in this smelter. That makes sense. So he's running constantly. He isn't backed up. He isn't backed up either way. I've got a few extra ingots there, but we are consuming at 30. These are probably based on the ingots that we got initially before we really got cranking, and this guy is just running. Now, I could say that was an entirely unnecessary check. We already know, based on the first try I made at building a copper area, that that's not a check I can skip. So nobody's building up a lot of input, and nobody is building up a lot of output, except for the boxes where it's intended. And up here we have the little bit of copper sheeting that I made. At some point when we do need copper sheets, I will rework this factory a bit so that one of these machines is turning out copper sheets for me. And then we'll figure out, do we need as much of these guys as we're making? It could be we can reduce production on either the cable or the wire at some point. Or by then, maybe we will just... Why do I have a dismantled crate? Hold on. And I have another dismantled crate. Dismantled crates are not good. Under here somewhere? There it is. I like the fact that it shows you your dismantled crates right there on the compass area. I never would have noticed that, and there would have been that one little bit of resource sitting there, just wasted. So where do I want to put my power plant? Where do I want to put my power plant? We've got copper up here. We've got iron down there. This area in the middle I want to reserve for assemblers and such. Maybe put the power plant back there. That would work. What's this? Iron ore. Okay. No space to pick it up anyway. Yeah, I'm going to just lay it out over here. So let's see here. We need to get up there at some point. So kind of laying out a generous sized place, and we are going to put in a container. Let's see, leaves on one side and wood on the other. Turn this around. This is going to be fuel. And I can preload this with almost all of my fuel. And he will have a belt going up. And I do have some leaves. Let's put one out front. And one of you in there. Oops. Do I have any wood? Don't have any wood yet. It's fine. Don't need it. So I am going to be doing this the compact way, because I know that we have more than enough stuff coming in. We're going to have one constructor there. You are making solid biofuel from biomass. And you can take in 120 per minute, except our belts only do 60 right now. This is fine. I'm going to head up on top here. Now I'm going to turn you around the other way. Put one there and missing materials, reinforced iron plate. I need to make some reinforced iron plate before I go any further. Which means we need to go up here and make a crafting bench. And we need to make some reinforced iron plate. Say, how about 12? Okay, turn you around to face this way. You go there. And you go there. And now on the far side, oh, couldn't quite make the jump. I need a merger over here. He needs to send it to the right, and I need to bring it like there. I could make it closer, but then I wouldn't be able to see what is on this belt. So we'll just do what we do. Oh, come on. There? Yes. Boom. We are all set. You need to make from wood. And you need to make from leaves. Now I can build biomass from alien proteins. But the only way you harvest those is by going out with a little zapper and killing guys. And frankly, that's not my gig. So we are just slightly overfilling this. And again, I was going to properly make this so that it wasn't lapping out the sides. I'm going to... Okay, so we're going to move everybody to the right by half a foundation. And this way, half a foundation. Yeah, I want this to be inside, so I do need to move things over a bit. Which means he does need to go over at least one. So he needs to be there. That hologram is locked, so we are centered here. That means, okay, there was a reason why I ended up on centers. There are wall pieces with a window in the middle for center, for left and right, and for all three, but there is not a wall piece that fits there. And there's no half wall pieces, which means I can, maybe I can move one, I can get one there, but I end up with a, okay, well, we're kind of limited because I want this to be able to peek out through a hole in the wall. We are forced to do the bad thing. I can tighten this up a little bit, so at least we aren't going to be poking our merger out the back. Okay. Did I get you in the right place? I believe I did. Yeah, I did. Okay, so can't make it any tighter than that without losing the belt. So we're going to move it in. If we're going to lose visibility of a belt, that's the belt I don't mind losing visibility on. And now if I have a wall across the back, we aren't going to poke out from it. There we go. So now we have these two guys with power here. I'm going to actually route my power normally here. I could stretch my power cables out, but I'm not going to. And this guy's a special case because he's going to tap power from above. I could have him have I could put a burner down here if I wanted. And that would give, would give him his own burner just powering him. Not the worst idea in the world. So you go there, and I'm going to knit you into there. I'm going to, yeah, let's do it. Put a biomass burner there with the input from the left. Is he inside the wall? He is not quite inside the wall, and he doesn't fit. Oh. If I put him there, yeah, that would work. So let's see. I think that doesn't peek through the wall, but I can pull him back one more. If I push him out one more, that's going to peek through a front wall. Of course, I could also have him be a special case and have him just sitting out here and be outside the building so he's easier to see. Not bad idea either. So I'm going to put him like that. So this guy's going to go up, but he's also going to split. Which means I need to put a splitter here. Drawing from the left. Now it's possible to attach these conveyor lifts so they're actually inside here and up. And I will do that when I get a chance, but I think I need to go from the top down to do that. So we're going to zoom vertically. No, we're not. We're going to build vertically. And I need you to have a lift going up to the middle of him. I need a way to get up there too. One way to do that is to build storage containers and climb up their sides. Do I want to do that, or is there some other way I can get height other than the ramps? The ramps are just awkward. I could build a conveyor belt sloping up there. So we start way back here. Start from low, go all the way up here. And that gets us an escalator up this high. One and a half of those, maybe one and a half of those. Let's try this. So I get to the top of that one, and then I want to get over to the top of that one. So let's start here. We're going to come all the way back here, and I'm going to turn 180 degrees, come in here. We'll go all the way up to the top. And we have our escalator. Yay! Temporary solutions win. Now this guy, we have a merger which is right below us here. I want to go down and clip into the merger, and I'm not quite at the right spot. There we go. And jumping down from the top gave me some damage, so I just have to do this. And it's still not quite right. I can adjust it by hologramming it. There we go. And now you're heading up. That's the kind of clipping I have no objection to at all. They're just saying that that edge is just going right up there instead of out the front. It's too bad, though, that my thingy over here goes out this way. So you would want to connect up to there, but I want to do it in a way that when I button this up along this line, it's pretty reasonable. So you now have your own power just running you guys. So you make biomass out of leaves, and you make biofuel, and you make biomass out of wood. Let's get you some stuff to chew on. That's enough to start with. So you are wood. I need to put a piece of wood out front. Sort and split stack. Drop one. It's not a whole lot to work with, but we started out with a bunch of power available to us. This also means that we have all of that wood available to us, which is designated for this machine. Half of what's coming in through here will be headed up, but he will have a good long time. So this lower area consumes 8 megawatts. So one piece of fuel would last 15 seconds if we were consuming 30. So we're running 0.266 or 1 over 3.75. So we're running it at about quarter speed. Let's call it a quarter. So it's 1 minute per biofuel. So each stack is going to be 200 minutes. So this is like an incredibly long time. Although that just inched forward. Oh, it inches. Is it inching forward when I can grab one? Anyway, so this fuel plant will be powered for an incredibly long time based on that, and I would just need to put more of those up. I am going to budget for 10 biomass burners up above, and we do indeed have all the stuff we need for it. I may or may not have the space for it. So I may need to move this off to the side. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Let's start by zooping these in place. Like that. Set up a ramp here. So we're going to start from here, and we're going to head up to the midpoint there. Actually, let's start from here and go over there. So from here up to there. And from here, there we go. And now I can kill the rest of this because we are going to need more space going back this way. Boom, boom. There we go. I will leave this buttoned up. And now we can button up this stuff. Not the best, but good enough. When we get them, I will put window walls in. Until then, this will just have to do. We can still get at it. It's kind of tidy. Do not need that or those. I wonder if I can just make a straight shot up to that guy. Surface is too uneven. I laugh at your platforming challenges. And we have another Mercer sphere. Yay!
This is a shrine. When the Telepathy's ripples through our temples, our veins nearly touch. It is shy. Notes shall be taken and played.
From a certain perspective, your brain looks like it is processing language, but there is no auditory data. If you are hearing voices that are not mine, this is no cause for concern. It is a common side effect of extreme pressure and stress.
Okay, let's pause for a second. Okay, interruption done. Where was I? I had just harvested this thing. And now we don't need to be up here anymore. And I can go back to what I was doing, which is building the power plant. See, let's get rid of all of that stuff up there. And that. So we need 1, 2, 3. We need a couple more out there. And let's see, power plants. I want them just lined right up like that. Is that correct? I could go one more out this way. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, and now the other side. I think it's not overlapping the edge. Yeah, set it back just a little bit. Easier to set the power up from inside here before we button things up. And I'm just going to put it on the rectangular centers here. Oh, he's in the wrong place. No, he's not. And why isn't this? Oh, there's a wall there. That's why it's not wanting to come on. Okay, so we'll just have to line this up manually. Nope, maybe we won't. I can put the wall in later. And there's our designated point. And there's a wall or something here. Yes, there is. Well, that's unfortunate. Power. You're on 2. So here is our main point. So my normal layout here is going to start with a manifold. I might want to go grab the fuel and just stuff one stack in each and then get us going. Yeah, let's put the fuel in my hand. Oh! Take all. Let's just grab most of this too. So we're going to put one stack of each fuel in before we start. All set. Splitters. Go right down the line like that. So let's do these first. Who came up last? Missing materials. I need more iron plates. We know where we can get iron plates. Might as well grab some more rods over here. And we need to run our power connection all the way up there. We don't want to tap it off of these guys. I want to tap it from this guy. So again, we're differentiating between the main transmission line and the local stuff. So he's going to come down there. So you come down here. And he's going to power those guys back there. And now we should see the entire factory here. So this is a capacity of 540 megawatts total, because we're overbuilding like crazy, because we're going to decommission the one on the other end eventually. And now we can finish these guys up. So we should be ready to go here. Let's look. Oh well, it was a thought. I thought I could look at all of them at once, but I think we're good. And there comes the refills. We hop down and seal this back up. because we don't need to go in there again. It's done. We need to pop in our fuel, except for the one that we carry with us. So fuel plant's online. I don't need this. I can rebuild it later if I need to go back up there for any reason. So local power for just the fuel plant. This way, if the main plant oversteps its power, we still have somebody powering the plant that produces the fuel. So this is 10 guys. Currently our max consumption is 132. So we can shut down the other plant. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Because I don't really want to have to feed two plants. You're running. I will power Iron One, Copper One, and Limestone One, and the manufacturing stuff, that'll all be powered from base 2. So power 2 will do everything. So this is going to be an exercise in picking up everything in that box there. And I need to drop stuff so that I have inventory space. I should have done that over on the other side. Yeah, I should have dropped all my stuff in the new base rather than carting it back to the old base. Because I think these boxes are full. Yes, they are, mostly. Okay, so the plate box is filling up first. It stacks at 200 and I'm producing faster than rods? Oh, all right, because half my rods are going to screws. Screws have very large stack sizes. I think we're good now. So we need to pick up that whole thing. And I can just mark the whole thing with the magical marker here. Make everything nice and orange. There's a limit to how many things. 50 there. You see the dismantle limit in the middle. I don't want to start dismantling what's above me because I need to get up there to dismantle the rest of it. Unless I want to wave my wand from below, I could do that. Yeah, you're gone. Actually, yeah, let's just dismantle it from below. Start with the floor. All the way out to there. I probably don't want to dismantle that stuff. And now the rest of this gets wanded. I got everything there. One box. Stuff I can't take. Come back and get you in a moment. And that severed my power link for some reason. Here. There. Okay. Power's back up. So this base will be a reserve. So we can come here to pick up stuff if we overrun. So I'm going to leave everything here that I can. The way I do that is I click on the left, I click on the right, and that makes sure that everything from the right that can go to the left does. I don't have to hunt it down, because the next thing I want to transfer is all of this. And I need to run a load of stuff over first. I do a take all. I don't have enough space, so we're going to leave stuff here. Oh, we do have biomass. Oh, right, because yeah, we're going to have to inject the biomass in the new place. Get some of this at least. If I deconstruct him, yeah, go ahead and do that. That's going to leave a box with the stuff I couldn't carry. I am full. And now I need to go build the rest of the stuff. Now we've got 2 dismantled crates down here, 3 dismantled crates here. We'll come back and pick those up shortly. Moving day, yay! So Hub 2 and NAM 2 and Workshop 2 all going to be over in the new place. Hey, Fred. Let's drop cargo in boxes as we can. Out here, Copperland. So I didn't have any setup here at all for re-injecting biomass. Wood, biofuel, except for one stack that I will carry with me. We don't have any grass. I think I can put most of it here. Oh, I didn't bring it back with me. It's still in the boxes on the other side. Okay. That's fine. So now the question is, where do I want to put my actual hub? I could put it up there, looking over this area. I could put it down here. I put it over here. Yeah. So we need concrete and iron plate to do this, and I left all of it in boxes. Silly me, I should have made sure that I was carrying some. While I'm doing this, I will make sure I have a small stock of each thing. I should probably make sure that I'm carrying wire and cable. Oh, what am I doing with iron ore? Is there someplace we can stash some iron ore here? Boom. Hey, Pixel. We have a cat who's not yet ready to be on camera. She's wandering around. She's been here for a while, but she's still exploring her world. There we go. So I grab you. Let's start here. Let's put some of these up. Now, I am actually going to start with a lookout tower over here. I don't remember the railings. Cool. So from here, now we go in and we say we want to build a hub. I need iron ore for the materials? Yeah, of course I do. Yeah, the hub is the first thing you build. And I thought that when you picked up the hub, you got a little black box. Apparently you get ore, and then you use ore to build it again. Kind of makes sense. So we want to put it like there. And jumping from the tower is bad. Okay. So there's the hub. It feels easier to get up on the tower. So let's see, equipment workshop. Like that. Yeah, or I could turn it. And I kind of like that. I center it up here and leave a little bit of a gap. Or not. Yeah, that I like that. Okay. I'm going to put the MAM where this tower is. I mean, I like the idea of having a tower, but, you know, layout is layout. I like the idea of putting the MAM on a diagonal. So stuff I leave in the storage box, anything researchy or that I don't commonly need, I'm going to leave my power shards there just in case. I can dispose of the one ore. I can make rotors now, but I'm not making them yet. Need to go over and pick up the other boxes, but I think that'll do. Drop our one ore. And now we need to go pick up the deconstruction boxes. That will leave the old base powered up and building that initial array of things up to a box full. So we can always go back there to pick up more. Hey, Fred. Yeah, the fluffy-tailed hogs are definitely respawning. Probably not near stuff I build, since I don't, you know, I haven't been getting any back in this base. So dismantle crates. Pick those up. Hey, doggo. Any more dismantle crates? I think, yeah, one more here. Where is he? Oh, did I get a dismantle crate where I dropped something on the ground? Well, that's a useful way to corral the stuff, rather than just having loose things that I drop. Of course, the question is, where the flock is it? Keep moving, just keep moving, just keep moving. It's a long way away. Was it? I don't think this is a smell crate that I dropped. Because I do not remember any of this. Whoa! And I'm down. Where am I? What is that dismantle crate doing way up there? Yeah, that's not one of mine. So did I, yeah, I have to go back to my body to collect the stuff. At least I got the new MAM down, so I was able to respawn here. Okay. Did I leave pale berries in the box? I left all my pale berries in the box. And I kept what I was holding on to. Yay, I don't have to go chase down my... So you go there. I need to pick up some fuel for my thingy. So before I go get my body, is there any better sticky snacks that I can do? I've got a Xeno Zapper. I don't have anything better than him yet. So he's waiting on that. I'm going to see if I can do this. We need those materials. That's a pretty modest size chunk of stuff. Let's get the resource sink going. I will go reclaim my body at a future date. So I need 400. I have to go back to the old base for this stuff. Yeah, I don't know what that dismantle crate is that's way up in the north of us. Is it a goodie crate they left there, or is it stuff that I dropped that got swept up together and placed in a crate that happened to be out in the middle of nowhere? It's a mystery crate. Over here, let's just grab a bunch of it. In fact, let's grab a bunch of everything. Just in case. Let's see. Got concrete, we've got wire, we've got rods, and we've got plates. Yay! Well, now would be a good time for us to go down here, wouldn't it? No, let's... I don't see any better weapons until we have done at least one iteration through the sky hook. So space elevator requires 500 concrete, 250 iron plate, 400 rods, 1,500 wire. I could just go build it and we could see what's going on. I'm anticipating that we will need to automate a bunch of things to feed a bunch of resources to the space elevator. I figured that the numbers we learned in early access are going to be different because this is now a full-fledged game. Either it's going to be still levels that we can handcraft and tune for that, or it's going to be... I heard a fluffy-tailed hog. There he is. Deal with him first. Okay, the 4 hours alert that it came up with includes a substantial pause where I left the game and the recording paused. So I haven't actually been at the keyboard for 4 hours. Hey, Mr. Bean. So this rock out here in the middle, you can't mine him normally. I think you can get rid of him with explosives. Or you can use him as a place to stand while building the Space Evader. Do I want to put him on top of a... Yes, I want to put him on a foundation. He's big. He is really big. So if I start from here, I'm going to zoop that way 10, 5, 5, because I really have no idea how big he is. So that gives me an area, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one, middle-ish, somewhere here. So if I put him like this, tie down the hologram. So I can trim 2 off of this side. And I only need to go back to here. And I'm betting that I can trim 2 off of that side as well. So this should be the size of the elevator. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. So 7 by 7. So there's the center of the elevator right there. H for hologram. We are centered right left. Our little thingamabob is centered on here. We have inputs here. I could move him one more that way and fit him on 7 by 6 maybe? How does it look on the front? Oh, not quite. Okay, so we are going to move him to there. So 7 by 7. We're almost to the edges, left and right. Yeah, that's decent. That's an achievement. Build the space elevator. Space evader. It's huge. Oh my, new graphic. I don't remember that rang. Okay, we caught the nub. And that thing way up there, that's new.
Project assembly initialized. Congratulations, Pioneer. The space elevator will now automatically connect with the Project Assembly orbital platform. Project assembly is divided into phases, each of which require the delivery of project parts, such as smart plating, via the space elevator. Subsequent phases unlock access to new tiers with more advanced technologies to construct, automate, explore, and exploit. It is time to be honest. This project is part of the Save the Day program, the largest united undertaking in human history, destined to save us all. Earth is in peril and only Fix-It pioneers offer hope for survival. Fix-It is counting on you. Humanity is counting on you. Do not let Fix-It down.
Yeah, but no pressure. So we want 50 smart plating. Well, that sounds like a plunk down one assembler and dump some parts into it kind of a thing. Well, goodness. I am going to do the resource sync bonus program and get the old base dumping stuff into that. Oh, hey, that worked out nice. You walk into the base and you've got a view of the space elevator. Oh, perfect. Totally unplanned. Totally planned. Yeah, I can't take credit for that one. I can't. Not with a straight face. And we have a thingy. Productive Packer Deluxe. Train signals for pioneers. Mathematics of wonton burrito meals. So, coffee cup, which I can't pick up. Coffee machine that I can't use. What are you doing this to me for? I know we can build one eventually, but still. So, resource sink bonus program. Boom, 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 boom. We need plates, and there we go.
Milestone reached. You have been given access to the anti-waste effort for stress testing of materials on Exoplanet's bonus program, also known as Awesome. Your awesome input allows Fixit to comprehend our amazing universe more clearly. In appreciation of this, we have generously set up an internal, closed economy with exclusive rewards and currency. Directing parts of varying quantity and complexity into the Awesome Resource Sink will grant Fixit coupons. These coupons can be redeemed in the Awesome Shop for highly desirable items such as new foundations, walls, factory attachments, cosmetics, parts, and more. Next time you have additional resources, just remember to go that extra kilometer. Go awesome.
Okay, we need screws to build that. Actually, let's... I want to build an awesome shop here. I want to build an awesome sink at the other base, which means I need 200 screws and 15 reinforced iron plates. Reinforced iron plates are going to need more screws, aren't they? Edit to-do list. Let's do 30 reinforced iron plates. Let's go pick up a couple stacks of screws and we should be good. Now I could put a, could I? Maybe, maybe not, but I'm thinking maybe I can put a lookout tower. No, I can't. There, now I can. That whole thing about locking the hologram into place, just so much nicer than having to commit from one point of view. There we go, and now we can make our reinforced iron plates. So we need 50 of these guys, and they can't be made by hand. So I have to do an assembler for those. That's enough. And then I put the tower where I was going to put my awesome shop. Let's see. Can I sneak the awesome shop over here? Yes, I can. Dark mode, light mode. So let's see, we've got these tickets we can spend. Well, we don't have any yet. Silver hog, lizard doggo, confusing creature, and golden nut. Okay. So conveyor lift floor holes allow me to nicely put lifts through foundations, and more interestingly, instead of just sliding it through, you connect to the lift hole. So you go from the hole up or down. And these guys, so I'm going to need to get some tickets here. We've got signs, we've got lights, we've got boxes. Paint finishes, I think, are new. More foundations, so more foundation shapes. Walls with conveyor walls, door walls, gates, yada yada. Factory ladders is our preferred way to go up and down. We've got catwalks and railways, or walkways. Pillars, railings, nice stuff. Fix-it coffee cup we will need, and then you can also spend tickets on parts. I don't think that's ever a good idea. And we haven't purchased anything yet. So what else do we have here? Logistics Mark II is something I wanted to do. I do need to automate the iron plates for that. I've got everything in there but the iron plates. And jump plates I want to do, I'll need to automate rotors. And I can preload most of that stuff. Let's go get some. I'm going to preload what I can. So when I get the automation done for those guys, for the rotors and the plates, we'll just finish it up and do it. And how are we doing for rods? I could use some more rods. And screws, how are we doing for screws? I could use some more screws. So we need rotors for jump pads. We need reinforced iron plate for logistics. And we need our smart plates for the factory. That's all going to go out there. But I think this is enough for today. This video is 3.5 hours long, and I'm not editing these days. Oh, we can see that machine is overclocked. I can see the blue. Cool. I am going to take a break. I'm going to cut the recording, and we are going to let this run. When we come back, I may have placed the awesome sink. I may even have dumped a bunch of stuff into it. I think what I'm going to do is put down the sink and put down a box, and then I will be able to pick what materials I'm going to sink rather than just have all of the output of the old base just go right into the sink, at least initially. And we'll do that until we have confirmed some good production here. So until then, stay effective. See you in the next one.